Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Week 3 review and Week 4 preview of the Odyssey Fantasy Football League. Now, bear with me, because I've been sick all week. So I'm going to try and make this video as best I possibly can, but I'm a little bit miserable. So just bear with me if I am extremely off. But we have some shit to celebrate, because as you can see by the Week 3 report, your boy was the top scorer of the week. I won. I'll show the matchups in a second. As you see, I got bailed, because my max was rough. But as we go over the standings, oh hey, look at number 2. At number 1, we have the only undefeated team remaining in minus. At number 2, you got me. Number 3, Kawhi. Number 4, Adams. Number 5, Cam. Number 6, Braden. Number 7, Jay. Number 8, ATS. Number 9, Dials. Number 10, Magnolia. Number 11, Burrow. Number 12, Montez. So we're going to do a quick a review of last week. And if we go over to me versus Jay, it was the number 1 scorer taking on the number 2 scorer. And I have to give a shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who came in insane clutch with that 4th down catch at the end of the 4th quarter to seal Jay's fate and get me the win. In what was a very even battle. Daniel Jones and Herbert definitely underperformed a little bit this week, as did Mac Jones. Drake May absolutely was the best quarterback in this matchup. CMC doing a bunch of heavy lifting, but we see Jordan Mason going fucking off against the Bengals. Chuba truly did struggle. We finally saw Nico Collins have a good week. Luckily, Amon-Ra was able to keep me safe. Terry McLaurin dropped 10 for the first time this season. Kincaid had 17. Pickens had 17. The Steelers' defense had 20. Overall, great week for you, boy. In another close one, Kawhi would end up knocking off ATS. Caleb Williams carried, as we can see. David Montgomery dropping 30 for ATS. Deebo Samuel finally chilling the fuck out. Freiermuth, for some reason, being a starting tight end. Overall, a weird week for these matchups, but we see Kawhi getting the victory. Then, in upset of the week, Braden gets belt to ass from Burrow. So we see Jake Browning played like complete shit. The Bengals in general played like complete shit. Lamar almost brought it back for Braden. He just was not able to get it done. Little roll through here. Cam Scattaboo dropping 25. Low-key, surprised Burrow won, but he did, because Braden's team was complete garbage. Next, Minus squeaked out a win over Magnolia. Not overly surprising. Jahmyr Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor is probably the most disgusting running back room in the entire league. Devontae Adams had a decent week. Ferguson dropped 20 for Magnolia. A.O. Manor. Devonta Smith finally had a great week. Very close overall. Minus pulls out the dub. Dials gets upset by Montez, but was it really an upset when he has Tom Brady in his starting lineup? Who, by the way, he traded for Mariota and then forgot to put him in the lineup. If Mariota's in the lineup, Dials wins this week. But pretty rough going for both teams. Dials' team, Tucker Kraft had a rough week. Garrett Wilson had 24. Honestly, yeah. Negative points for the Falcons kicker, by the way, is diabolical. And then we see Adams knocking off Cam, Bryce Young. So, the Panthers beat the Falcons 30-0, yet Bryce Young and Chuba Hubbard dip in fantasy value. This shit makes sense. CeeDee Lamb was out for 0 and Adams still won. That's He lost Connor, too. This is really bad for him. Sorry, I'm really trying to get through this video. I don't feel great. Alright, so kicking off week 4, it's me, it's Magnolia, and let me tell you, these projections are lying because I'm pretty sure Tyrod Taylor's probably going to play on Monday. If he doesn't, it'll probably be either Cam Ward or Spencer Rattler. So projections are absolutely lying here, but, you know, whatever. Danny Dimes and Justin Herbert versus Josh Allen and Friend. Josh Allen might legitimately go for 50 points. Look at his matchup. He's facing the New Orleans Saints. Fucking rough. I hate that. Genuinely, I hate that. I think Josh Allen might legitimately outscore Daniel Jones and Justin Herbert combined this week. But Herbert does face the New York Giants in what should honestly be an absolute fucking massacre. So I'm not too worried. Go down to running backs. You see Chuba and McCaffrey against Chase Brown and Tony Pollard. Don't even bother overthinking it. Christian McCaffrey hasn't gone for under 24 in this format that we are playing in. As you can see, his lowest was 24. One of the best running backs, probably one of the most valuable fantasy assets. Chuba Hubbard. I mean, I'm a little concerned after last week. I'm more just hoping that they gave Rico Dowdle touches because they were blowing out the Falcons. Go down to wide receiver, Brian Thomas, DJ Moore. That's fucking rough, man. Like, PTJ hasn't looked good. DJ Moore got cucked out of his job by Roma Doomsday. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I love you. Bro clutched up for me. And we made a trade, boys. We traded Matthew Golden and Terry McLaurin. Granted, Golden was on my bench. For Drake London and Calvin Austin. Drake London is better than Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin might be going on IR with a sports hernia or something. In other words, I fleeced. Kincaid against the Saints might legitimately go for 30 points, kind of like I said with Josh Allen. Fergie against the Packers, not too confident. You see Devonta Smith against Tampa, Eric Ayomanor, I mean, he's been pretty solid this week, or this year. We got QJ and Pickens in the flex. Pickens might struggle because he's facing the Packers. We got Dicker the kicker, and I did say I'm pretty sure the Chargers are going to mollywop the Giants. So hopefully we get some good points out of Dicker. And the Steelers defense facing Minnesota, don't love that. Hoping though it's kind of just a Bengals thing. I'm going to give myself the win here. I know I'm starting to sound really cocky because this is the 4th week in a row I've said I think I'm going to win here. But, like, look at the teams and tell me how I don't win. Kind of simple as that, right? Next up, we have Dials versus Kawhi. And this matchup is straight up down to one thing. Is Jaden Daniels healthy? If Daniels plays, Dials is losing automatically. If Mariota plays, Dials has a real shot here. So I'm going to base this off of if Mariota plays. So we're gonna pretend that it's Mahomes and Mariota. And then Caleb Williams against that weak Raiders defense. You love to see that for a guy who just dropped a shit ton of points. James Cook and Devon Achane against the Saints and Jets might put up a combined 100 points. Saquon and Kamara, also a very good duo. Terry McLaurin as a wide receiver 1 should tell you all you need to know about Kawhi's season. Cortland Sutton as well. You see A.J. Brown and Tet on the other side. Tucker Kraft, Dalton Schultz is starting? What the fuck? Kawhi is starting Matthew Golden over Jerry Jeudy and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Just want to throw that out there. Javonte has looked insane this season. Judkins is looking good all of a sudden. Warren has looked pretty solid. Okay. I'm going to give the win to Kawhi. I think Dial's team is just too weak in the skill positions, and especially if Jaden Daniels plays, he's not going to have a second quarterback. I think Dial's season might legitimately just be over at this point unless he can make a good trade for... Oh shit, Worthy's back. I should probably tell him that later. Or maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to give the one to Kawhi. Next up, we got Burrow versus Jay. Burrow needs to take Mike Evans out of his lineup. The question is, who the fuck do you put in your lineup? I mean, I guess what he kind of would have to do is throw Marv at wide receiver too, and like... God damn, he has no bench at all. Oh my god. Poor fucking Burrow is in a shithole right now. Drake May, Kyler Murray, I trust more than Goff and CJ Stroud, especially CJ Stroud. He has not looked good this season. Bijan and Jordan Mason look like a great tandem, but granted, so do Kyron and Scadaboo. Scadaboo looked nuts. Against the Chargers defense, I'm much more skeptical, though. Nico Collins, Ricky Pearsall should be a very solid duo this week against the Jags and Titans. Malik Neighbors should be decent, assuming he plays. Mike Evans isn't playing, so we're going to just ignore him. I trust Juwan Johnson way more than I trust Chigakonkwo. Omarion Hampton, T. Higgins, that's a pretty solid flex. I don't know how I feel about T. Higgins at this point in the season, though. We see Pacheco and Marv at the flex. I mean, that's not terrible. No, who am I kidding? That's terrible. That's awful. Broncos defense, Vikings defense, yada yada. Jay is going to kill him. I don't even really have to go over this matchup that much. Then, you got Braden taking on Minus. Michael fucking Penix, man. He looked like a shit show against the Panthers. I avoided a storm when I traded him. But yeah, Michael Penix Jr. And what did I do? It would appear that I have, clicked out. Hold on. Please hold. Okay, but yeah. Michael Penix looked like complete shit. Granted, so is Tua. Granted, last week, so did Jordan Love. Lamar Jackson is the only quarterback I have confidence in. I mean, I guess I have confidence in Jordan Love because he's facing the Cowboys, so. Running backs, Gibbs and Taylor is the best duo in the league, hands down. Nobody can touch him. Bucky's great. Dobbins is good, especially going up against the Bengals. But, like, you can't top a Gibbs-Taylor group here. Jamar and Wandale Robinson against Ladd, Devontae, Laporta, Warren, Ridley, K9, Jamo, Odunze. This is a pretty easy matchup to call as well. I have to give the win to Minus here. Next matchup, we got Adams taking on Montez. The 4 seed, the 12 seed in action against the 4 seed. I can't imagine how this is going to go. Baker Mayfield is apparently questionable for Sunday. That's actually news to me because I haven't. Practicing again, should be good for week 4. Okay. But yeah, Baker and Darnold, Stafford, Prescott. Prescott faces the Packers this week. I don't know if I love that. I honestly think I have more faith in Baker Darnold this week. This running back room is going to bite Montez in the ass because Derrick Henry's been playing like shit. Travion is starting to grow in value now that Ramondre is still a fumble machine. We see Breece Hall, like, especially against that Miami defense. I have a lot of faith in this week. Travis Etienne as well, I think, would also be very solid. Puka Juwan Jennings. I mean, Puka's good. Juwan is a little questionable. Tyreek, Garrett Wilson go against each other. I think that's going to be a fun one. I think that they both could succeed against their respective defenses. Brock Bowers, I think will have a good bounce-back week. Dallas Goedert, I don't have faith in tight ends from the Philadelphia Eagles. Keenan Allen is a solid flex. Kareem Hunt is not. But then again, on the other side, we see Trey Tucker and Cedric fucking Tillman over Cooper Kupp. Interesting. I don't really understand the game plan here. Not going to question it all that much. I am going to give the win to Adams. I think, no. I'm going to give an upset win to Montez. Give that man a higher seed. And the final matchup, I believe, is Cam the Man versus ATS. How Cam is even remotely in the running right now is baffling when you look at his quarterback situation and you see Bo Nix, who's been underperforming out of his damn mind, and Bryce Young, who just isn't a good fantasy quarterback. On the other side, Aaron Rodgers is also very questionable, but at the very least, he has Jalen Hurts. So, like, it's not the worst shit you will ever see in your life, right? On the running back side, you see Jacobs and Ginty. I think the Raiders really need to start relying on Ashton Ginty more. I think he's going to start getting more and more touches as the weeks go by. Jacobs is questionable, but I think he's supposed to play. He was limited yesterday, but, we'll see how it goes. And then Demo and Swift. I know Demo popped off, but I still have a lot more faith in Jacobs Ginty. We see JSN, Amika, Buka. Amika, I'm assuming Amika's wide receiver 1 this week. Mike Evans is out with an injury. Chris Godwin, assuming he comes back, he's going to be limited. He's probably wide receiver 1 this week. Going against Jetta, who has Carson Wentz at quarterback. And Deebo Samuel, who, McBride, Njoku, cool. Olave, Jacoby, DK, Zay. I think that this is a very even matchup. Oh, who am I kidding? Okay, I was trying to make this seem like an even matchup. It's not. I have Cam winning. I think he is going to be perfectly fine with his quarterbacks just because his skill position is pretty stacked. Like, he has some relatively decent pieces on the bench as well. I wouldn't be too worried if I was Cam. He's going to win this week. So, in conclusion, I have myself, Kawhi, Jay, minus Montez, and Cam getting the wins this week. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe. Peace.